Hey everyone, it's Katie, and in this video I wanted to talk about moving through fear in order to step into your dreams now. Start living the life that you've dreamed of right now. I've been sharing my story with a lot of people and just talking with them, and I hear a lot of responses like, oh, I can't wait until I have the money to do that one day, till I have the time to do that one day, until this certain circumstance happens so that I can do that one day. And I really wanted to share how that mentality just isn't going to work. I get a lot of questions about if that's the case, then how do I start? Or what are some action steps I can do? How can I stay committed to this? How do I keep moving through it when I have all these fears and doubts and blocks telling me no? So I wanted to start by just sharing a story of mine. Several years ago, I completely unexpectedly dropped out of nursing school. I had been in that program for 4 years and I had worked my butt off to be in that really competitive spot that I was in. I remember I was studying for a test and I remember I was like sick of studying, and so I went over to my mom's house to get a change of scenery while I was studying, and I just could not focus, which was super weird because this class was so easy for me. So I like went into my mom's room and was moaning and whining, and I started on this like stream of conscious complaining about how I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to keep putting in the work. I don't want to be stressed all the time. I'm tired of the acne. I'm tired of the stomach ulcers. Like, what if I just quit nursing school? My mom was like sitting on her bed reading a book or something, listening to my nonsense, and she like gave me some quiet space after I said all those things, and she's like, "How do you feel about that?" And for some reason that sentence really struck me. And I was like, I don't know, maybe I'll do it. And then I was like all over the place. I went downstairs, kept trying to get distracted, and I ended up just saying, okay, I can't study tonight. I can't do this. So if I go to school tomorrow and fail the test, then that's that. Long story short is I went with weird sleep, went to school, took the test, was totally spaced out during the test. I just was like a zombie for some reason. I was just clicking the first answer that came to my mind. I wasn't thinking about anything, I wasn't questioning anything, and I just did it. I missed the curve by like one question. And so when I first saw that, I was like, I don't know, did I just purposely do this or what? So I left, and one of my teachers ended up approaching me when I came back in to like grab something that I forgot. She's like, what did you do? Why did you do that? Did you do that on purpose? And I was like, I don't know. And so I ran to my car, sat there like blankly staring until I could drive home, went and laid on my couch, stared at the ceiling, spread out like a starfish, and for some reason all four of my roommates were gone and I was just there alone, staring at the ceiling, thinking, what the heck is going on and what the heck did I just do? And it was funny because I had this simultaneous feeling of being completely terrified and also so happy and feeling so free, and like the world was now my oyster for some reason. I just dropped out of school. I had this plan in my mind since I was 17, and I was gone. And I had another major. I was a double major, and so I had that backup plan, but at the same time I was like, this is not my plan. And I'm straying from it, and I work so hard for that. Why am I letting it go? And why am I so happy about letting it go? So it took me about a week to not have that daily dialogue in my brain all day long. And I was recognizing how happy I was already. I originally was planning on going to yoga school part-time the next semester and nursing school part-time. So the next week I signed up into yoga teacher training full-time, And I just kind of ignored, for the most part, all my family, all my friends freaking out because this was totally unexpected from me, so it was really unexpected for them. About a month into my yoga teacher training, I started doing free beach yoga classes, weekly or semi-weekly. And I had this thing that I was saying, like my thing I was saying, I just want to be a beach bum and teach yoga. And I had done a couple classes on the beach already, and my friend reached out to me and she said, look at you, you're doing it. She's like, you are teaching yoga on the beach. You're doing your dreams. You said you wanted to be a beach bum teaching yoga, and here you are. And that's kind of when it hit me. I realized I was doing it, and I gotta figure out what this is that's happening inside of me so I can continue doing it. So what that looked like for me is I was in yoga teacher training for a few months, and at the same time I was still working as a nurse assistant in a dementia unit. So I was still working part-time, but the way I went into work changed. I was happier at work. I was taking on other people's stress less. I was spreading more joy. I was being more present at work. And I noticed that when I started prioritizing having my happiness before just doing what I should do, doing what people were telling me to do, doing what I was always told was the right thing, when I started putting my happiness first and still showing up to my jobs, but making sure I was doing the yoga, I was doing the beach thing, I was doing just tiny little right actions in the direction of living my dreams, that's when I was able to show up better as a person. So I was realizing the more that I stepped into my joy, even if it's just the tiniest actions, the more it bled into my life. Every day I was doing something I love. So every day I was happier. Every day I was more joyful. Every day I was like feeding my soul a little bit more. So what I was learning is that living in my joy gave me this essence of being more at peace and more empowered to do good work in this world and inspire others to be their best self just by being my best self even more truly. So those free yoga classes I was teaching on the beach soon turned into a full-time yoga job. And at the same time I dropped out of nursing school, I had signed up for an internship working at a holistic health center. And while I was working full-time as a yoga teacher, I was interning once a week at this holistic health center. And within a year, I was offered this full-time job. And then with a full-time job, I was able to afford to start doing more trips, like quick international trips or road trips with friends or something. And as I learned to make my work more well with my schedule and work around my lifestyle, I was able to take a year off and travel across the country in my van. So this is all just a summation of these tiny action steps that I took to keep me in the momentum of doing things that I love. It started small. It started with me just being in yoga school and not knowing what was happening. I signed up for yoga school to calm down, to get my zen on, is what I told my mom when I signed up. I told her, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm just gonna do this. I need to get my zen on. And I ended up loving it and ended up discovering that that's one of my passions, and it turned into a job, which helped me step into an internship, which turned into another full-time job, which gave me more autonomy to travel here and there on weekends or a couple weeks at a time, which turned me into being self-employed and being able to make my own schedule, and eventually being in this place of living out of my van right now or living on the road, and really challenging myself to always step a little bit more into what is my dream life. How can I do it? Because I know if I'm living that dream life, I'm going to have this energy, this vitality to want to help others and serve this world better. So what I want to ask you is a few questions. One of the tools that has helped me a lot is getting someone in my face, asking me these questions, and really asking me to deep dive into the answers of these questions. So the first question is not as easy as it sounds. I want you to write everything that comes to mind when you think of what is it that you want right now. So that could be anything from I want a sandwich, or I want some dark chocolate, or I want to go to the beach, to some deeper things like I want to work for the Peace Corps in Africa. I want to volunteer at the Humane Society and work with dogs. I want to do something to help teens be less stressed and love themselves. Whatever comes to your mind, write everything down. It could be 50 things, it could be 100 things, it could be 20 things. So take some time and pause this video and write that whole list down. Next question, what is it that brings you the most joy? So if it helps you, you can write a bunch of things down again, but I want to get you to pick the top 3 to 5, maybe 10 things, maybe put them in order. What is it that you love the most? What brings you joy? Next question is, how do you want to feel? So when you think about all these things that you want, all these things that you love to do, all these things that bring you joy, you're looking for a certain feeling. You're not just looking for that shelf at that store that you like a lot. You have a reason why you like it. It makes you feel a certain way. All of those things on your list make you feel a certain way. So maybe help yourself by looking at those things on the list and like, if I had this, I would feel this. If I had this, I would feel this. And start asking yourself, what is this common theme of how I want to feel? Do you want to feel connected to a community? Do you want to be loved by your friends and family? Do you want to be seen as authentically as you can be seen by your peers? Do you want to be free to live exactly how you want to? So taking those 3 questions a little bit deeper, what do you love to do so much that you'd be willing to do it every single day for free? So this one's harder for some people than you would imagine. I want you to think of a world with no money, no societal constraints for how you're supposed to live, and just think, if you were just being you, dropped on this earth as it is, and you didn't know the rules of society, you didn't know what your parents were telling you to do, you didn't know all these systems and formulas you learned in college, what would you do for free every day? How do you want to serve the world? How do you want to show up for the world? Think about those top 3 to 5 things and write those down. So the next part of these questions gets a little heavier. It requires you to be a lot more honest with yourself, and a lot of us don't often get asked these kind of questions. So if you need to take some time, step away from this video and sit on it and think a little bit. I totally encourage you to do that. The next question I want to ask you is, what's stopping you from doing that right now? So this first one might be easier than the rest of them. Maybe you're scared of financial security. Maybe you're scared of being judged. Maybe you are scared of the unknown. Maybe you don't know what to do. Maybe you don't feel supported in that area of your life. So take a moment and list everything that comes up. When you think about those things that you want to do for free every day and you're not doing them, what comes up for you? Next one, diving a little bit deeper again. How do you doubt yourself? So there's a reason why you're not doing these things you love. And what is it that came up for you, and how specifically are you doubting yourself? Why do you think you're not good enough? Why do you think you don't have the tools to do this right now? Why do you think you don't have the support to do them right now? So sit on that for a little bit. Get really honest with yourself. Dive deep into this. Sit with that feeling for a little bit and really, really ask yourself, how am I doubting myself? And along with that question, very similar, what are you afraid of? So are you afraid of failure? Are you afraid of being attacked by your family? Are you afraid of being judged by your friends? Are you afraid of being seen? Are you afraid of doing something that you weren't taught to do by your 15 years that you went to school. So really dive into that. What is your fear? And maybe you can funnel down this common theme of what you're seeing. I see a lot of fear of judgment here, here, and here, and here, and maybe you realize that this is one of your common fears coming together with your whole life. I have a fear of being judged by others. I don't want to be seen authentically. So take some time, pause this video, and free write whatever comes up for you. So next, I want to do a meditation. So after you've answered all those questions, pause the video, take in as much time as you need to go through them. Pick your fear that you've funneled down. Pick the top one if you haven't really chosen. What's the first one that draws your attention when you look down on that page? So holding that fear in mind, I want you to close your eyes. Take a really deep breath in through the nose. Open your mouth, exhale, and release. And keep breathing that way. 2 more deep breaths. Long, slow, deep breath in. Open your mouth and exhale. And then the next inhale, think about that fear, breathing in. And as you exhale, think about where it is in your body that you feel that fear. Maybe it's in your chest, in your belly, in your hips, in your head. It's the first thing that comes to mind when you think of the root of that feeling of fear. And with your eyes closed, I want you to breathe really deeply into it. So with every inhale, dive deeper. See if you can feel that feeling a little more. I know that might sound weird, but just challenge yourself to see if there is more feeling behind that fear. So every inhale, feeling more. Every exhale, let it go a little bit. And keep breathing that way. I have a teacher who taught me that breathing into a feeling for 90 seconds will transform it. So it gives you just enough time to really recognize it, witness it, see that feeling. In this case, it's your fear or it's your doubt. And letting yourself sit in that space for 90 seconds can transform it. It gives you time to get honest with it. It gets you time to really feel it, make the connection between your body, your heart, and your mind, and see what's up for you. So keep breathing. Long, slow, deep breaths in. Every exhale, letting go. Each inhale, deep breath into that feeling underneath your hand, whatever body part it may be. Exhale, surrender a little bit deeper. Take one last long, slow, deep breath in. Open your mouth, loud exhale, let it go. Keeping your eyes closed for just another second. Really let the rest of that doubt and that fear drip off of your body. And when you're ready, open your eyes. So I just want to do a quick touch-in with yourself after that little mini meditation. I want you to think about completing the sentence. Releasing doubt will give me the certainty and the confidence to blank. What is it that you would say after that sentence? And the answer could be as long or as short as you want it to. So take some time while you're fresh out of that feeling, the fear, and write your answers down now. Now together we're going to do one more meditation because the power of visualization is amazing. So when you're done writing your answers, when you've written down, releasing doubt will give me the confidence to blank. Thinking about what is the story of this new limitless you want to see, and thinking about what exactly it is, your dream life, I want you to close your eyes. Close your eyes and think to yourself, how would you live if you knew you were limitless? How would you live if you knew you could do whatever you wanted to do? You could show up in the world in whatever way you wanted to. So take a couple deep breaths in. Exhale, releasing. And do a couple more long, slow, deep breath in. Exhale, releasing. And start to imagine a white blank slate. In your mind's eye, maybe envisioning your body sitting or lying wherever you are. Just everything around you is turning white. All your surroundings, all the sounds, everything's gone. It's just you sitting, lying, standing in this blank white room. Take a long, slow, deep breath in, breathing into that blank white place. Open your mouth and exhale, release. And on your next inhale, I want you to start slowly bringing in details of this dream life that you've been writing about, thinking about. Where would you be? What would you be doing? What would you be surrounded by? So start to envision the exact room you would be in this dream life. What are the things around you? What are the noises that you hear? What type of environment are you in? What is the weather outside like? Long, slow, deep breath in. Exhale, diving a little bit deeper. So imagine yourself slowly creating with your mind this perfect dream world. Envisioning yourself sitting there as the world starts to form all around you. And then as you're ready, when you put all the details around you, imagine yourself getting up and starting to explore that dream world. What do you want to do in this perfect world you've created? What is your ideal life look like? Start walking around, moving however you want to, and take some time and wander in your dream. Play out exactly as you want to. Start doing the things you want to do. Start having fun. Start bringing in others, sharing this joy with them. And maybe there's something you want to offer this dream world. What do you want to do while you're there? Just take a few minutes breathing here. Your mind's eye just wandering in the dream world. Long, slow, deep breaths in. Exhaling out, encouraging yourself to get more involved, dive deeper, be there, be present in your dream. Taking just a few minutes here to wander. And when you're ready, start coming back to your breath. Start coming back to your breath. Take a really deep breath in through your nose. Fill your lungs all the way up. Open your mouth and exhale. Starting to say goodbye to this world. Coming back into your body in this space, wherever you are. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. Take another long, slow, deep breath in. Open your mouth, exhale. And as you're ready, take your time to slowly open your eyes back into this reality. So while you're still fresh from your meditation of wandering, exploring, living in that dream world you created, I want you to free write. What you saw, where you went, what it looked like, what it smelled like, what it felt like, and write all the details down. What did you do? What did it look like? What did you see? So take a minute, pause this video, and spend several minutes just free writing. And so once you're done writing, I want you to use that as a reflection to come back to whenever you need to. You can use the meditation as a tool to get your mind thinking in that dream-like state, to get your mind thinking on the track of joy rather than on the track of fear and doubt. So maybe some of your dream was realistic and maybe it wasn't. But either way, take bits and pieces of it and think about what it was that your mind went to and see how you can start applying that into your life. I want you to be really unapologetic about living your joy now. It's not selfish, it's not greedy if you want to be living your best life. When we're living in our joy, we are in our best service to the world. We function better, we treat others better, and in turn we inspire others to do the same. So it's like this ripple effect of constantly encouraging others to be their best selves, to do their best work in the world, to show up completely as they are. When we're in our joy, we are doing good things. For me, stepping into my joy was stepping into my power. When I stopped listening to all these fear-based stories for myself and from other people, I was able to start taking those tiny right actions towards living my best life. And that created a chain of events. It created a ripple effect towards this tiny thing made me want to do this other thing, and this thing, and it kept unfolding. And it's daily work, it's a daily commitment to keep doing those tiny right actions. We all have a little bit more that we always want. There's always something new, there's always a bigger dream, there's always a bigger goal. So taking these questions in mind and redoing them as often as you need to, thinking about what it is that comes up when I think about what I love to do. What would I do for free? What's stopping me from doing those things for free? What's blocking me? What am I scared of? What am I listening to that's just not true? And reusing those questions whenever you need to get a little bit more clarity, to get yourself back in that space of, oh, this is what I want. Who knew? It's funny how much new truth comes up when we're willing to just sit here with a pen and a piece of paper and write stuff down. So I have 3 homework assignments for you. I want you to write down on a piece of paper with a pen, I want you to write down 3 daily action steps you can take towards stepping into your joy a little bit more, towards stepping into your best life. And if you find that that's hard, I have 2 other ones that I think might help. I did this 30-day gratitude journal challenge and it totally rocked my world. So all it is picking either morning or night, and every morning or night write 3 bullet points of 3 things that you were grateful for that day. And also, in tangent to that, there's something similar with what do I get to do today. So there's the process of making a to-do list, but I like the process of what do I get to do list. So every day, think of those 3 action steps. Do your 3 gratitude journal things either in the morning or night. And with your to-do list, write your I get to-do list. And write 3 things down, or however many things you get to do that day. Whether it's I get to walk the dog, I get to train this new person at work, I get to take the day off and hang out with my family. Whatever it is, get in the mindset of more positivity. Being in the mindset of positivity will just create even more positivity. You change your mindset, you change your perception, and in turn, you are changing the life and the way you live. So that's all I have for you right now. I hope this helped you. I'd love to hear from you. I want to hear what dreams are coming up from you, what are the blocks that are coming up for you, and just let me know your story and what you're thinking, what's going on, and what you're working through, because this is constant work. I have not mastered it. No one's mastered it. It's just a daily commitment towards wanting to live into joy, wanting to step into that dream life. So let me know what's going on, and I'll see you next time. Thanks so much for watching.